Hey everyone, so in today's video, I am so excited because every year I do a video talking about my top picks for the Credo Friends and Family Sale. They have 20% off of everything every year. This year I wanted to do it a little bit differently. I wanted to do a full face of makeup with only Holy Grail products. These are products that I've literally loved for years. Like you can go back years ago on my channel and I have been talking about a lot of these products. But there are also new products that are almost like a preview of Best of Beauty for 2024. So I'm really excited to share all of them with you. And look at this makeup. Like, of course, this look turned out the way it did because I'm using products that are exceptional, dependable, and I think just overall incredible. So let's jump in. So number one, my favorite foundation that Credo carries is the one from Kosas, the Revealer Foundation. And I know that it's not a new product anymore. I don't care because it's just excellent. It is so good. No matter the condition my skin is in, this foundation looks good. Immediate. You see? Immediate medium coverage. And I just, in general, find that my skin, like if my skin is feeling very sensitized, I know that if I'm wearing this as a base, it's not going to exacerbate any issues that I might have going on. It has this really beautiful blur when you apply it, but there's no silicones, and that has just always been kind of crazy to me how they've been able to do that. It is just, it's been a favorite for a long time. I bought like 3 shades. This shade is, what shade is this? I think this is the shade Very Light Neutral. It is a little bit too light for me, but I am not gonna not wear it because I just love the formula so much. But it is due time that I get a refill because I think the shade 130, I think, would probably be a little bit of a better shade for me. So if you like that moisturized, good for mature skin, medium coverage, it's like a very creamy, hydrated look, this is the one that I would definitely recommend. Just really great. It feels like a step up from no makeup makeup. Like this is giving you the coverage while also making your skin have that really like perfected skincare glass skin kind of vibe. Now, I forgot, I need to prep my lips. And the Rich Well-Defeated Thornbite Peptide Plump Lip Oils, one of the best lip oils out there. The texture is unlike a lot of lip oils on the market because it almost feels like something between a lip oil and a lip cream. You get a little bit more of the lip cream vibe with the pigmented shades, but this translucent one has just become one of my favorite prep products for the lips. It also has a rose scent. Some people will like that, some people won't. Much better than like the Dior Rose Lip Balm. So if you are using any of those, I highly suggest you swap and try this one out. Now for a concealer, we could go with the tried and true, right? We could do another Kosas moment, but I don't think we should do that. I think we should give Tower 28 a spotlight because this concealer, of course, I always go into trying a concealer and hope that, it works well, but I tried out the Tower 28 Swipe Serum Concealer last year thinking, oh, this is going to be pretty, but I was not expecting to have another Holy Grail on my hands, and one that I think is going to work on a lot of different people. The Kosas I think is definitely better for someone with normal to dry skin, whereas the Tower 28, I truly think that any skin type could use it. Under the eyes, it does not readily crease immediately, and yet it doesn't exaggerate the hollowness that I have under my eyes that guys know, like I deal with. It's incredibly thin and packs coverage without drying out. And another thing is I use a lot of concealers that are thinner, and they tend to, when they set, they kind of suck the moisture out of your skin and they go crackly. This one doesn't do that. I don't really understand how they made this formula. This is truly a concealer in and of its own realm. Like, I really haven't tried another concealer like this that I could even necessarily compare it to. Ultra pigment, a little bit really spreads, like the spreadability of it is insane. And the fact that you can get this for 20% off, you can basically get this for like drugstore pricing. This kind of formula that I think is so innovative, it just makes me really excited. A lot of Tower 28 products are included. I'll apply the Make Waves later because this is a holy grail. These aren't holy grails, but they're really good. So I just wanted to quickly mention the Intensive Rescue Serum and the Recovery Cream. I also love the SOS spray, like who doesn't? I do think that you can get like hypochlorous acid in a cheaper formula, but if you do want to support an Asian-owned brand that I think just does an incredible job, the SOS spray is great, the Intensive Serum is great, and the Barrier Recovery Cream is excellent. So while I'm applying a bronzer that is not available at Credo, I apologize, I didn't want to include a bronzer that is sold at Credo without it being a holy grail because I want to do like a full face of holy grail, but I don't want to include something that isn't holy grail. You guys know what I mean. I'm gonna go in with the Surratt one because it's now a holy grail product for me. But while I'm applying this, I'm going to talk about this, which is a holy grail and is available at Credo right now. It is Taunt from Dead Cool. I remember the first time I smelled this. I was in an Uber with my friend and I said, "Oh my God, you smell absolutely incredible. You might be the best smelling person I have ever smelled." And she said, "Well, I just got this package from Deadcool and I've been trying out a bunch of their fragrances." She's like, "I'm wearing this one called Taunt." Well, I bought that fragrance. If I didn't buy it that night, I bought it the next morning. And ever since, I have been a huge Deadcool fan. I think Deadcool is one of the best fragrance brands out there. I love that they're also more accessible, like they're not super expensive. This fragrance is so delicious because it's kind of like a more like skin musk but with vanilla kind of sweet note. The cool girl version of it, there's an edge to it that I really enjoy. And I would call this probably one of my signature fragrances. I love using this one all year round. It is incredibly versatile. Like, you could apply it during the day. And I mean, again, because it has so much of that like skin musk kind of smell, it feels like very homey and it's not going to feel overdone, but it also has a little bit of that amber note. So at night, it doesn't feel like so fresh that it feels out of place that you would be wearing it. It's incredible. It's so incredible that they've made it into like a laundry detergent. I bought the laundry detergent. I couldn't really smell it, but side note, they have a room linen spray of my other favorite, which is, it's around here, which is Dead Cool Milk. So this is a layering fragrance. It just adds this kind of creamy base to any fragrance that you already have going on. I like to look at this layering fragrance as, I don't often wear it alone. If I do, it's just because like I don't want to worry about how I'm smelling, I guess, because it's so non-offensive and yet also a game changer. It's very interesting. So it's really good for layering because if you have anything that you find a little bit harsh, like whether it's too floral, too peppery, this kind of evens it out. Or I would even say, I kind of think this is such a weird way to describe it, but this feels like fragrance seasoning. Like when the fragrance just doesn't feel complete, this often completes it. And it's a very unique item. I truly enjoy it. And yeah, I love Taunt. Taunt is like my number one. Incredible. But I might buy that room spray, the Milk Dead Cool room spray. They also have like body wash and hand soap. So I mean, they've extended the range because it is like It's really good. It's just really good. Okay, so we're sufficiently bronzed up. Now for the cheeks, I'm going to go in with the RMS Maiden's blush. This is a really, really beautiful one, but I gotta be honest here. I think I would be more likely to call the RMS Lip to Cheek in Beloved a holy grail of the year rather than this. I really enjoyed this last year, but I can't find Beloved anywhere. So I'm just gonna leave up some clips of that one because that is 20% off. It's gone viral, and I think for good reason. You guys know how much I love red blush, right? Like by now I think we all know how much I love red blush. But I also love this one. Um, it's really nice. It's a baked kind of formula, and I don't know if you guys can see, it just adds this really beautiful kind of luminous shape. And it almost has this kind of soft, it's luminous and yet it's luminous in a way that it like makes the face look more defined and it brings this really nice light and shape. It's not a sparkle. This is not something that anyone would need to be worried about with sparkle. But I just really enjoy the shade. It's more of like a pinky beige, literally goes with everything. So non-offensive, but also just really pretty. Like, do you guys see that? I haven't worn it in a while, and I'm just like, I can't get over that cheek. Just like it adds this kind of plushy, kind of plump look to the skin while it is a powder. So that's why I was so in love with this one last year and used it like a ton. But during the summer, I definitely use Beloved the most from RMS. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows really fast and let's talk about eyeshadow because arguably I feel like eyeshadow is the step I'm the most excited about. Okay, the brows kind of turned out great today. I've been using the Kosas Brow Pop and this looks really good. But again, I'm not really gonna stress on anything that I don't consider like holy grail. But I'm certainly not putting anything on my face today that I don't really love. But holy grail, that is a loaded word. I treat it as such. And this is a holy grail. The Kosas Cloud Set, and this shade is the one that I love. I've always loved the shade Airy, but now this pink one in Candy has become a go-to to me. And I forgot to set my under eyes with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And then we'll go into the eyes, but I'm just taking a little bit. I want you guys to see this is not drying whatsoever, and it really brightens. And I'm gonna do just like one side of my face so you guys can see the difference. Set, set. It's so subtle in the best way, like really. And I don't take a lot because you don't need a lot with this one. So finely milled. Beautiful. Look at that. Like, do you see the cohesion this brings to a look? A non-drying pink powder for someone with my sort of skin tone is going to be a game changer. But they also have a slightly different shade. I think it's more yellow based. Could definitely be better for medium to deep. And then they also have all of their various shades that aren't meant for brightening. I just love it. So good. Just, I'm so glad that they decided to come out with the new shades. I think that was really smart. And in combination with this foundation, like look, the reason I love talking about the same products over and over again to some extent, you know, when they're holy grails, it's because of this, because the makeup looks so good, it's really difficult for me to not want to keep using the same makeup. You know, I love really dependably beautiful makeup that always consistently turns out a good look. But anyway, let's just get into the eyes, which again is definitely going to be my favorite part of the video. The oh so beautiful Rituel de Fille Ashen Ember Eye Soot. This is an indie cult classic, I'm gonna say. This is like that indie eyeshadow product that like, if you know how good they are. They're essentially a powder pigment that has been mixed with oil and then pressed. So when you apply them on the lids, they kind of warm up and create this insane effect. I'm just gonna show you. I'm going in with Half Light. This is my favorite shade, I think still. I think it was like one of the first I tried too. And it just gives you the most beautiful one and done taupey look. And it's definitely one of those understated, elegant eyeshadows. I get a ton of comments as of recent asking for eyeshadows with no shimmer. People want satins. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna apply it with a finger too, because you can do that. And you can see you can get a lot more like rich pigment with a finger. But these do not have shimmer in them. They're this beautiful satin, sooty kind of undone formula that I have just always loved. I'm applying it so messily right now. It's because it just blends out so stunningly. Half-Light is essentially the eyeshadow, this one that I'm applying right now, is the eyeshadow that started my love of this kind of shade, of this like taupey, undone. The look is very sexy. You know, it was one of the first times that I felt I could pull off a smokier eye because it's not terribly intense. And because it has this kind of satin quality to it, it just looks very one with your skin. And I love that they did packaging with a larger opening, so now you can put your finger in and deepen up certain areas. So yeah, this is one eyeshadow. One eyeshadow. And do you see how it like just pops? Like, I don't know. It's all these years later. I think I first tried this eyeshadow in, I'm gonna say like 2017 or 2018. All these years later, I'm still blown away by it every time I wear it. It's just an understated elegance kind of thing. I also have this other shade that has kind of come out a little bit. It's called Fauna. And Fauna is another one of those shades that is something between a sparkle and a satin. I wanted to show you guys this shade because if you want more intensity, you could absolutely go this route. Serpent de Mer is a little bit deeper. I don't tend to use that one a ton, but I really like Fauna to add that last touch on top. Do you see how it's just like, oh, now it's glossy. Like satin, pretty, add this right on top, and now it's like, oh, now I have a full glossy look and it's not like sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. So I really have been looking forward to sharing these recs with you guys because I've been getting questions about, you know, I really love eyeshadows, but I don't want anything like full on sparkly. And I think that the Rituel de Fille Ashen Ember Eyesoots are a really, really beautiful option. And there are so many different shades. I mean, I love the shade Fauna and Half Light. I've loved the shade Anima in the past. The shade Golden Age is one of the most perfect rusted gold shades I've ever seen. It is absolutely divine. Love Spell if you love a warm shade. I mean, I'm telling you, you guys, you cannot go wrong with those. And they're not the cheapest, so it's always good to be able to get them on discount. I also wanted to quickly mention a Holy Grail that I'm not going to put on, but I just, you know, it's Ritual de Fille. This is the old packaging. It's Serpens, and this is their eye gloss. So it is this gorgeous green gold. I'll make sure to throw up. I'm sure I still have some footage of me applying this. The Celestial Sphere, it's another one of those products that it's like, if you know, you know. Once you try Ritual de Fille and you kind of get into the world, it's really hard to get out. It's like you're being spirited away. The products really are quite magical, and I love them. I think they are of really, really good quality. I'm gonna take just a little bit of Serpent de Mer and, oh wait, this one didn't crack. It was the other one I was thinking of. You guys can see this is a really gorgeous kind of sooty charcoal color. Oh, it's just really fantastic. And I'm just gonna add a slight little wing. Because just, what the heck. I have it here in front of me. I just love that kind of melted, undone, sooty effect that these naturally have. But you could also, like, they have pigment, but you could also use like a Duraline for something like this if you wanted to get like really with any shadow, but especially one of this kind of sootiness, you could do a Duraline, but I think their kind of magic is in the warmth and the sootiness that happens when you blend them onto the eyes and they kind of warm up. So love, 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 love. Have loved for years, and they're bomb. RMS also does have their highlights 20% off, but again, this is the Holy Grail only video. And I do really like these, but like these are top tier. I will say though, I'm gonna add a little bit of the Maiden's blush of doing this trick. I'm gonna add a little bit right here to kind of like blend everything out. Oh, I love this trick. Taking a little bit of your blush into the eyeshadow you're wearing. I cannot get over these eyes. And we haven't even put on the mascara, which I love the mascara. You know what? Let's do both, because these are both Holy Grail mascaras for me. So I might as well just show you on each eye what they look like. So also Holy Grail mascara, or eyelash curler, I should say. But it's not sold at Credo. So that is a bummer, but I'll leave a link down below to it. Okay, so on this eye, I'm going to use Rituel de Fille Levitation Lash. One of the best mascaras out there. Why do more people not talk about this one? By the way, it's supposed to be a straight wand. I like at some point I kind of like messed up the wand. It's supposed to be like straight, but anyway, look at the volume that you get, the flutteriness. This is like angel lashes for sure. Individual lash look, so fluffy, fluttery, really like, it's really hard for me to get me to buy a luxury mascara. This one, if you're used to buying luxury mascaras, look at that, guys. Look at that. This is for the fluffy lash lover. This is for someone that prefers a little bit of a drier mascara, but a buildable mascara. This is buildable. It's not gonna get super, super chunky. And I just think it's freaking fantastic. I love it so much. Look at those lashes. I just can't get over it. Also, I did get mascara on my lids because of course I did. But then we're also gonna go in with the Make Waves from Tower 28, and this is the brown shade. I ran out of the black, but the brown is gonna be fine. And this one is better for that dramatic, like, lift. This really, like, does the straight up, very defined kind of mascara look. I like something a little bit more fluffy for like a romantic kind of look. This is, to me, way more in line with like someone that enjoys every single lash being defined and lengthened. You can build this up to get more volume, and I love the kind of eye framing aspect of this. Like, can you see the way it kind of frames the eyes really prettily? Um, I just Ever since I used this, I loved it. My top two Holy Grails from Tower 28 are the Make Waves and the concealer. Both of these are just insane. So there's the difference for you guys. That is the Levitation Lash, and then this is the Tower 28. I think they both wear really well on me. However, I have heard that some people have experienced smudging with the Make Waves. I don't really get smudging, but then again, I don't wear a lot of mascara on my lower lash line. Okay, the makeup is almost done. And again, I just couldn't, like, I can't ever be as happy when I'm applying makeup as I am when I'm applying makeup that I know always looks good. It It's a great experience for me. It's really the reason I started my channel was to make videos just talking about like the makeup products I absolutely loved. Like that's why I started my channel. Doing videos like this are just like they're like so second nature to me at this point and so fun. Now I'm gonna go in with this little mascara, this hidden gem. I do not know where this brand came from, but more people need to talk about these lipsticks. These are the Ceramide Silk lipsticks, or I'm sorry, the Ceramide Lip Silks. They are a sheer lipstick lover's dream. If you love sheer lipsticks, like the NARS sheer lipsticks, sheer lip balms, but you want it just amped up a little bit, this is so freaking fantastic. I applied this just on a whim. They had sent them to me and I was like, okay, I don't really know anything about this brand. You know, I'm gonna just apply it and whatever. I physically stopped and I was like, wait a second, this feels amazing. How does this look? I think I literally was like opening the box and I just kind of like did one of these and like wasn't even looking. And then I looked in the mirror, I was like, what? This is so good. By the way, I'm gonna apply a little bit of lip liner. And let me show you. So the shade that I have, and I want other shades, of course I do. This is the shade Speakeasy. Look at the way this applies, guys. What? Nourishing, comfortable, looks insanely good when it's actually on. You know how there's some lipsticks that are like feel nourishing and feel comfortable, but on the lips, just they don't have the aesthetic to back it up, like the actual performance. Look at that. These lipsticks will absolutely be in Best of Beauty. Like, as far as products that I have discovered for the first time this year, Best of Beauty, you will be seeing these. And this is the completed look of all Holy Grail products, everything that is also 20% off. I'll leave links down below to everything. I also might have an early access code, but I don't think it really matters at this point. I think the sale might be open to everyone, but either way, I'll leave all the details below. I think it's always good to go back to the Holy Grails, the standbys, and just remind you guys of these products that I think are just tried and true. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.